Hello! Welcome! I hope you enjoy the stay in today's blog. Oh my goodness. So hello guys, how you doing? This is Joe Bags here, doing my video blog review for the real Season 5 premiere of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. The last video was an April Fool's Day joke. If you couldn't piece together, I was reviewing Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I got their names on purpose, just for the sake of comedy, okay? I know it's Aang, I know it's Appa, I know it's Katara, I know it's Sokka, I know it's Prince Zuko, I know it's Avatar. Haven't seen as much of Avatar as I'd like, but I've only seen a few select episodes in the first half of the first season, and it's very quickly in my top 10 favorite shows of all time. So, now that that's out of the way, Season 5 premiere, Cutiemarkless, or as it's sometimes called, the friendship map or something? I don't know. It's probably going to become like The Great Mouse Detective and have like a bajillion titles. So yeah, what happens in this episode is Twilight and her friends are now exploring this brand new crystal castle that Twilight has gotten, and it turns out it has a map. And the map wants them to go to all kinds of these places in Equestria, and it sends them to this one town where every pony's cutie mark is an equal sign. And everyone, they're smiling like this and agreeing in everything in unison because everything is just so doggone chipper. And Pinkie Pie notices that it's a whole bunch of fake smiles and how something might be completely wrong. So Twilight and her friends decide to investigate. They come across the town's mayor, who is also a mayor. But then the mayor, her name is Starlight Glimmer, and no way resembles one of the antagonists from Rainbow Rocks. But anyway, so Starlight Glimmer basically explains to them why everyone has equal signs as cutie marks and why everyone is completely in agreement. It's because she has the ideology that if everyone is equal, then they can become best of friends really easily without any struggle or strife. And they do so in what is quite possibly one of the most disturbing, upbeat songs I've ever seen. Like, I read in some of the comments on my Facebook group that it was inspired by World War II propaganda, and I believe it. So, yeah, later, Twilight and her friends eventually find some other ponies in this town who aren't exactly happy with these equal mark cutie marks, and they explain that their cutie marks have been taken to this place called the Vault, and so Twilight and her friends ask Starlight to take them there, and she promptly removes their cutie marks and imprisons them, and doing so takes away all their mega, super, ultra powers, and even a little bit of their personalities, and it's one of those things in children's entertainment that you'd be amazed. You just watch it and you're like, how did this fly by? But anyway, Twilight and her friends eventually come up with a plan to find out what is really going on, so they send in Fluttershy, who this whole time is completely optimistic about this because everyone seems so happy and friendly, and it almost makes Fluttershy come off as kind of unlikable. However, she does pull through and realize that similarities do help in a friendship, but they don't make a friendship. And she eventually reveals that Starlight Glimmer is indeed faking this whole friendship thing the entire time. In fact, it turns out in this cult, if you would call it, she did not remove her cutie mark at all. And this is revealed to the whole town, and everyone wants to get their cutie marks back, or have Starlight Glimmer remove hers. Starlight Glimmer flees. Everyone gets their cutie marks except for our main characters. Okay, and what is very interesting about it is in previous season 2-parters, usually the main 6 dominates the antagonist for the given. Well, actually, no. It's usually some sort of huge magic kaboom sort of ordeal, but no, it's just basic strategy, and it's the townsfolk that defeats the antagonist, Starlight Glimmer, and the message that they learned is that similarities are helpful in making friendships, but it's the differences that makes them stronger. Sure, we're going to have arguments, sure, we're going to have disagreements, but if you really are a friend, you're not going to, let small squabbles get in the way. Just like the main 6 did when they were having their entire identities removed. That scene is just still, it's just so wrenching to see them lose part of their identities. So, all around, I thought it was good. Not my favorite 2-parter in terms of ones that have happened for My Little Pony. It's definitely better than the series premiere, Friendship is Magic. I wouldn't say that it was so much bad as it was different, but you know what? I like different. It went with a different approach. It didn't have any of the major characters state what they've learned, and it was about the town people learning a lesson, who were, until the climax of the whole special, Starlight Glimmer's little minions. And you could make the argument that Fluttershy learned something, and I'm probably guessing that she did, because there was a scene where she was trying to talk to a bird, and she's like, I can't talk to birds. But either way, so yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out if you're interested, and of course if you're a huge fan of the show. I will not recommend it to those who hold Fluttershy in the highest regard, because she does some rather despicable things, but she does make up for it in the end, so it flies with me. The villain, she's pretty good. Not my favorite from the show, and I really wish we could learn a little more backstory on her to see what drove her to start this cult. And that's a show in the 2000s. In the 2000 teens, pretty much one of the underlying messages, don't join a cult. That's kind of funny. Something like this hasn't been done since Chip and Dale the Rescue Rangers. But yeah, and with the sort of don't join a cult overtones and that little World War II propaganda show, that fancy song, in our town, we do not fight, or I've probably messed up the lyrics, but it's only a matter of time when Fox News has an uproar about this. My Little Pony is brainwashing children into anti-government kind of ordeal. I'm not going to give him attention to that. I feel ashamed that I mentioned that they're probably going to give attention. So yeah, Cutiemarkless. I enjoyed it. I'm very interested to see where the show goes from here, and that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of serious tones. Be sure to click like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more poems and My Little Pony content. Next week we'll potentially have a special guest star, as well as a change in location. And one final thing, Cherry Pete, I saw your video, and I gotta say, it looks like our favorite ship is canon. The main 6, all of them ship. And it's the one that's most plausible. See you guys then.